It's been a while since my last challenge video I made for this channel, so I thought of another idea of one of my favorite games for a challenge. Can you beat Sonic Adventure 1 without the B button? The rules are simple. We cannot touch the B button at any point unless it's required. And since X is just B copied over, we'll be banning that too. Our goal is to beat all 7 stories in the game, and the bonus is to get as many upgrades as we can. So let's waste no more time and not make a beeline for this challenge. Let us begin with Sonic's story. First up is Chaos Zero, which is easy to beat. The same can also be said for Emerald Coast, which has no B presses, and the Egg Hornet you can absolutely destroy with the A button when he's open. But in order to get to Windy Valley, we have to get the Wind Stone, in which we have to pick it up and put it down by pressing the B button. So no, you cannot beat Sonic Adventure without pressing the B button. But we're not just gonna stop here, let's find the minimum amount of B presses. The actual Windy Valley can be done with no B presses. When we get to the sewer, it's a tutorial on how the Lightspeed Dash works, meaning we have to hold the B button to Lightspeed Dash out of the sewers, and even when we get out of the sewers, we have to Lightspeed Dash to hit the casino button. So this brings our total to 4. I also got the Crystal Ring by just barely getting through the door. Casinopolis is pretty much just gambling for rings, so it's a cakewalk. In order to get to Ice Cap, we have to get the Ice Stone, in which we have to pick it up and put it down by pressing the B button. The total now is 6. Ice Cap, Knuckles, Chaos 4, and Sky Chase Act 1 are all relatively easy and have no B presses. Twinkle Park was also easy enough to do and had no B presses. In order to get to Speed Highway, we have to get the business card, which we have to pick up and not put it down by pressing the B button. Our new total is now 7. Speed Highway, on the other hand, had no B presses, and no, Knuckles' entrance doesn't work because we would have to press B at least once to clip inside. When we get to Angel Island, it's a tutorial on how the light speed attack works, meaning that we have to hold the B button to light speed attack to get to Red Mountain. Now we are at 8 B presses. Red Mountain is another level that is done in 0 B presses, and you would think that we would have to add more B presses to the Sky Chase Act 2 because there's a boss at the end, but the A button works just fine. Skydeck is a level I actually don't hate. I really don't get too frustrated from playing it. One reason is because it has 0 B presses along with the Gamma Fight. Unfortunately, to get to the Captain's Room, we have to Lightspeed Dash to get up there, bringing the total to 9. After that, Chaos 6 went down no sweat. Lost World is my least favorite level in the game. It is so boring with the amount of waiting you have to do, and that's not to mention that it was possible for the most part, except we had to use the Lightspeed Dash, now having a total of 10 B presses. Final Egg was almost possible until the ending, where we had to use one more Lightspeed Dash to bring the total amount of B presses for Sonic's story to 11. Now on to Tails' story. This is probably the one I have least to say, given it's similar to Sonic's story, but let's just jump into it. We get the Jet Anklet, then go fight the Egg Hornet by jumping on him 3 times. Then we have to both carry and drop the Wind and Ice Stone, bringing us to a total of 4 B presses. Windy Valley, Casinopolis, Ice Cap, Knuckles, Chaos 4, and Sky Chase Act 1 were all done with no B presses. Sandhill was also easy to deal with, and Sky Chase Act 2 is once again beaten with the A button. Skydeck and Gamma was no problem, and to finish things up, Speed Highway was done in 0 B presses and the Egg Walker was beaten by jumping, giving Tails a total score of 4 B presses and an overall total score of 15. Moving on to Knuckles' story, both Speed Highway and Casinopolis were easy enough, and the Chaos 2 boss battle is being in no B presses. Sadly, similar to Sonic's Lightspeed Dash tutorial, Knuckles has to use the shovel claw to dig up a button to get out of the area and get to Red Mountain, giving us a total of 4 B presses. Red Mountain was no trouble along with the Sonic and Chaos 4 fights. We grabbed the fighting gloves, but unfortunately, we have to grab 2 stone statues and drop them at the Lost World back entrance. And one of these statues we have to dig for, adding 5 more to the total, which gives us 9 so far. Lost World was thankfully possible, but I am 99% sure that 1 emerald is always locked away in Sky Deck. And to move the lever, you must press B, so now it's a total of 10. After beating Chaos 4, we end Knuckles' story with a total of 10 B presses and an overall total of 25. Next up is Amy, and here's where things start to get interesting. While Twinkle Park was done in no B presses, in order to get to Hot Shelter, you have to play Hedgehog Hammer and to get at least 2,000 points. Eggman takes away 200 points, Sonic gives 100 points, and Super Sonic gives 500 points. So we just need to hit 4 Supersonics. But because Amy's jump is not an attack, we have to hit the B button twice to combo the Supersonics, and to get into Hot Shelter itself, we have to press the B button, giving us a total of 3 B presses. And then there's Hot Shelter itself. I'm just gonna save the time and count the amount of B presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 B presses, and the puzzle at the end can be skipped. This brings Amy to a total of 15 B presses. Final Egg was almost possible, but much like Sonic, we have to press the B button to finish the level. The new total is 16. And finally, the Zero boss requires 6 B presses to defeat, finishing Amy's story with a grand total of 22 B presses and an overall total of 47 B presses. Yikes. Next up is Big the Cat, and I am just gonna get this out of the way and say that we already have a total of 5 B presses, 4 for his levels and 1 for Chaos 6. In addition, we have to get to the sewers to enter Twinkle Park. You must lift the car by pressing the B button. And similar to Sonic and Tails, you must carry the Ice Stone and drop it at the Ice Cap entrance, bringing the total to 8. We managed to get every upgrade except the Long Road because you have to lift Big's bed to obtain it. The total for Big the Cat is 8, and the overall total is 55. On to our final regular story, and probably my favorite Sonic character, E102 Gamma. We start in Final Egg where we have to destroy the Sonic doll. And since Gamma has no jumping attack, we must press B 3 times to destroy it. Same number of B presses for the Beta Fight Mark 1, giving us a total of 6 B presses. To enter Emerald Coast, we must shoot these targets, adding 1 more to the total, which is now 7 B presses. Thankfully, we do not have to press B for Emerald Coast or getting the Jet Booster, but we do have to press B 3 times to kill Sonic, now having a total of 10 B presses. We get the Laser Blaster with no B presses, and for the last time, we have to pick up and put down the Wind Stone to get to Windy Valley, upgrading the total to 12 B presses. I tried to do Windy Valley the normal way, but there's this wall blocking our progress, so we have to glide over the level and fight E103 by pressing B 5 times, now with a total of 17. We shoot the monkey once to get into Red Mountain, and we unfortunately have to clip out of bounds due to another blockade. Then we fight E104 by pressing B 5 times, giving us a total of 23 B presses. Hot Shelter may have a few instances of pressing B, but thanks to the speedrunning community, it can be lowered to 1 B press. Now Zeta, on the other hand, is the most confusing obstacle of this whole run. He has 8 cannons we have to destroy, but he also sends missiles that can block our shots. So we end up with 4 B presses, giving us a total of 28. Someone please lower this and I will credit you in the next video. Finally, the Beta Mark II fight is defeated with 4 B presses, giving Gamma a final score of 32 B presses and an overall grand total of 87 B presses. And this is where the challenge ends because Supersonic is easily beaten with no B presses, so there's no point going in depth on that one. This was a really fun challenge to do. And before I end this video, there's a few things I want to mention. First, I will not be doing a video of no beat run on Sonic Adventure 2, but my brother, the Great Kamek, as well. So when that comes out, be sure to check that in the description. The other thing I want to mention is that I will be doing a Project 06 video of no beat presses, but only when the full game comes out, so I can do the challenge with every level and every boss. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day.